Hello folks, now I don't know if you remember this, but 3 months ago, almost to the day, I published a video that was about 15 or 20 minutes long, where I went through a bunch of information to do with who are the people who are currently controlling the eyeballs and the attention of the English-speaking world, particularly in America, but also countries like Canada and Australia. Where are these people? Who are these people who are controlling the attention economy? And I focused on these people. Let's zoom in here. These are the people I focused on. Dana White, Donald Trump, this guy, the Hulkamania, the Hulkman himself, this Vince McMahon from the WWE, Elon Musk, and Joe Rogan. And so I went through a bunch of information to do with who are these people, what are their connections. Some of them are obvious. Some of their connections you might not be aware of. So I went through all of that. And at the end I came up with this handy-dandy green link thing. I mean, it looks all skewy and stuff, but you get the idea. Now, what wasn't there at the time was Rogan and Trump. Now, you might have heard the news already. Donald Trump to appear on Joe Rogan's podcast. Now, this could be a hoax. This might be an elaborate ruse, but the mainstream media are reporting that this is going to happen on Friday. Now, remember, I made this video back 3 months ago. And a lot of the connections that I was pointing out is stuff that most people already know. But there was some stuff in that I don't think most people realize. Just how connected these 6 people are. But the one thing that was missing was these two. Now, we know that Trump is supposedly going to appear on Rogan's podcast. What I've also shown you in previous videos is that if you do a Google search trends, Google Trends search for the key term predictive programming, you see that the biggest relative search frequency of all months going back to 2004 was November 2016. Of course, November 2016 is when Donald Trump, this dude, was elected President of the United States of America. So, can you see this? We can zoom in here. You can see at the very top is November 2016. This is predictive programming via Google Trends. And the biggest search for this term, November 2016. Now, at this point, you might be thinking, okay, that's when people were searching for Donald Trump. Big deal, who cares? What you might not know is that the largest relative search for the term clowns happened in October 2016, the month before Donald Trump was elected President of the United States of America. So you can see this here. Clowns is the key search term, worldwide, 2004, which is as far back as we can go, to the present. And we see here that it was October of 2016. You can see that on your screen. And if you don't believe me, you can just check it for yourself. Just go to Google Trends and search these key terms. Now, why is all of this important? I've been looking at the Donald Trump metascript for a very long time now, especially the last few months. And if you're familiar with my work here at John LeBon and the John LeBon YouTube channel, johnlebon.com, the clowns thing has been one of these motifs, one of these archetypes that I have found to be running through the Donald Trump narrative ever since he became prominent in 2015. And you might say, oh, he was prominent before then. Yeah, he was, but nowhere near as prominent as once he started saying that he was going to run for President of the United States of America. Now, I don't have time to go into all of this right here, but the connected 3 at the bottom of the John LeBon hoax hierarchy are 3 certain events. One of those events turns up in a map for a Batman film. Of course, there was a bombing carried out by a Joker Sarniev, and the dude who supposedly shot up the theater with the Batman, well, he had hair that kind of looked like the Batman, some say. Now, why does all of this matter? Well, let's go into one more thing. So Home Alone 2, this dude, Donald Trump, makes an appearance. At the beginning of the film, Home Alone 2, Lost in New York, Macaulay Culkin's, whatever character he's, Kevin's his name. Kevin's mother says, do you know what your grandmother got you for Christmas? And he says, what, Donald Duck slippers? His mother then shows the real present. It is a clown. So you heard the name Donald, as in Donald Duck, and then clown. This is the beginning of the film. The very next shot is of the Plaza Hotel where Macaulay Culkin, Kevin, would meet Donald Trump. So at the beginning of Home Alone 2, where Donald Trump makes an appearance in this 92, 94 film, we hear, what do you think your grandma's going to get you? He says Donald Duck Sleeper, so Donald. No, it's a clown, so Donald Clown. And then Plaza Hotel, where Kevin will meet Donald. Let's go back to this key search term for predictive programming. Why is it that predictive programming, the search term, went up for predictive programming in November of 2016, the same month that Donald Trump was elected? Well, I've published numerous different detailed articles and videos and podcasts at johnthebond.com, and I've published a number of videos here on this YouTube channel for free. So if you're new to this channel, go through the list of the videos. I've covered a lot of this. My contention is that these people, some of them more than others, these people have a huge influence on eyeballs, attention, and what people are thinking about. And if you are familiar with the occult, the esoteric, then you'll be aware that there are some people, whether you agree with them or not, who believe that if you can command the control of the people, you can bring about a change in material reality. That is what magic is, magic with a K. It boils down to, if you can use human focus, energy, attention, then you can take this immaterial thing, which is thought, and create change in the world. That is what it all boils down to. And these people have a huge control over people's eyeballs and their attention. And guess what? If all goes ahead on Friday, between this guy and this guy, it won't matter whether you watch the podcast or listen to the podcast. People will be talking about it. People will be thinking about it. People will be buzzing about it. And what a lot of people want to tell you, and maybe you believe this as well, is that, these people, some of them anyway, they know in advance what's going to happen, the fake events that are going to happen, blah, blah, blah. They know in advance. And that's why they put these clues in the media. There is a competing theory about all of that. Very different to predictive programming. And I go into detail about that and so much more in this recent 3-part, 3-hour series available in video and audio format. So 3 separate 1-hour pieces, both available in audio and video format, and the 7,000 word script with illustrations, where I take a couple of examples of television shows, very popular television shows, including the most streamed TV show of last year. Do you happen to know what was the most streamed TV show of last year? I didn't until recently. Then I went and looked at that show, and I found some clues that revealed to me, once again, that this predictive programming thing it doesn't work. There's too much going on. So I'll link to that in the show notes below. Of course, even though I do release literally hundreds of hours of free content for the people all around the world, I also do release some of my content just for people who support it at johnthebond.com. If you cannot afford to join johnthebond.com, for whatever reason, make sure you join this free JLB mailing list. Link in the info box below. It takes 5 seconds to join, and you will get access to some of that member material for free. I'll put a link to that in the show notes below. I'll also link to this video, this free YouTube video from 3 months ago, where I go through the connections, some of which you might not be aware of, between these people. And the reason why I'm uploading this particular video that you're watching right now is because finally we have the missing link, as it were. So let me know in the comment section below, what do you think about this Trump-Rogan news? Do you care? I know the default answer is, no, I don't care, blah, blah, blah. Well, I think you do care. You would have stopped watching this video 5 minutes ago if you didn't care. People do care. That's the whole point. And maybe by giving this our attention, we are part, and it doesn't matter if you're me, you and I could go and live in the woods tomorrow. Wouldn't make a difference. Millions upon millions of people are watching this, they're giving their attention, and in the process, some might say, either manifesting something in the future, or maybe this is all being manifested from stuff that happened in the past. Hopefully it's starting to make sense to you, but if it isn't, and it's upsetting you, I'm not trying to upset anybody. I really want everyone to be happy. And I'm very happy. I'm looking forward to this Trump and Rogan interview. I think there'll be some more Easter eggs left. So anyway, go to the comment section, check out the links, and have yourselves a lovely day.
They came from mental institutions and insane asylums.